Hello guys, Kachuba here back with another video. So look guys, I just want to talk about something today, right? I want to talk about this whole idea that us as black people here in South Africa, the land was taken. I don't like that idea. It's very insulting, first of all, because it assumes that white people just came to South Africa and just took, and there was no fight back from the people who were here, right? I think it was Mosiwa Lukota who once said that in Parliament that there was serious fighting here, right? And us as black people were defeated by people who had superior weapons to us. It's that simple. So the idea that it was taken, right, is just is weird and to me just stupid. It wasn't taken. We lost it. You understand? That's how it is. So now, when I say that, someone else will say, but that's the same thing. They just came here with guns and took our land, right? They weren't supposed to take our land. Well, if we're going to use that standard, right, we need to apply it across the board, right? We then need to judge all the black leaders who went all over the continent taking land from other black people. For example, Shaka Zulu, simple example. Ushaka Zulu went all over taking land from other black people and incorporating them into his tribe, right? Why? Because he had superior strategy. You can argue that he had superior weapons, making the spear short and all of that. So you can argue that it was superior to other tribes, and that's why he was able to conquer them. So we can't be hypocrites and apply it when it comes to white people just because they are white, but then it doesn't apply when it comes to black people. Shaka Zulu today, not just by Zulus, by other tribes in South Africa, not just in South Africa, in the world, is regarded as a great military leader, right? Statues of that guy are erected in certain places to show that this guy was amazing. But for some reason, when it comes to white people, we don't want to accept that it was just superiority at the time that made them be able to defeat us and then thus win the land, right? There's nothing abnormal here. There's nothing different about this compared to how it works in any other part of the world. It's always worked like that in other parts of the world. But for some reason, in every part of the world, but for some reason, us as black South Africans, we think that we're unique, right? We think that 200 years ago, when someone was better than you, more superior than you, if he comes to your place and beats you in warfare, for some reason there should be no prize for that, right? No, we the only reason we didn't do the same thing. In other words, I'm saying if we were the ones who were superior to white people, we would have gone to Europe and done the exact same thing, right? So if anything, this thing at its core is just jealousy. We're jealous that we're the ones who weren't superior. We're the ones who were conquered. You understand? So listen to this. There's a way to get something from someone else, right? You need to use the rules of the time. 200 years ago, how did you get big chunks of land from someone else? You beat them in warfare, right? Or you'd buy those big chunks of land from them if they are for sale and if you have the resources to buy from that person, right? That's how you got chunks of land. In today's times, how do you get big chunks of land from someone? Warfare, which is extremely difficult these days because countries are supported by other countries. So even when you try to fight a certain country to take their land, chances are that country, even if it's weak, might have a strong backer, right? So that one is very difficult. You understand? The Nazis tried it in World War II. It was difficult for them, right? They almost won, but because the countries they were going up against had a strong backer in the US, they ended up losing, you see? And even ended up losing some of their own land, right? So what's left is you need to buy land, right? Now, if you don't buy land, if you don't want to use the strategy of buying land, then it becomes very bad. Because at that point, what happens is you start entering or start doing these things that we're doing, right? Whereby we're trying to guilt trip the world into getting land. At that point, you're not respected by other human beings. You're not respected by your peers. You're not respected by other countries. They just see you as weak because you're struggling to play the game with the rules having been defined. And they've always been defined that way. You're either buying or you're either dominating. So we know that we don't have nuclear weapons. We know that we don't have sophisticated weapons. So we know we're not dominating anyone militarily, right? When it comes to buying, right, we're the government in South Africa. Okay, let me not say we are the government, but let me just say non-white people are the ones that run the government in South Africa. If ever they were running the government efficiently, right, empowering citizens, making sure that people are educated when it comes to important things, right? What would happen is citizens over time would naturally acquire resources and they would buy land, and it would be the citizens that actually want land, because as we know in South Africa, it's not all black people who want big chunks of land, right? It may be just a few, right? And it's those people who actually should have the land so that those people continue to provide food for us and all of that, right? Food production and food security and all those things. You understand? The whole idea that we're just gonna confiscate land from white people and then just give it to every black person is just stupid, right? Because as we know, just like how it happens with RTP houses, what's gonna happen is black people are just gonna rent those pieces of land out to someone else, and that someone else won't have the skill and the ability to farm that land, and that farm is going to be useless in a few months, not even years. It's happened already. We know that, right? So people have the ability. The government just needs to create an environment that allows people to thrive. That's all that needs to happen. The government needs to create an environment that allows people to thrive, and the people will do what they want to do. They will acquire resources, they'll buy land and that stuff. I'm not saying the government mustn't help people in certain instances. Yes, they can. For example, the government can create programs to fund people, right? But that's just a kickstart to get them going. But for you to say you're gonna buy people a farm or you're gonna confiscate someone else's farm to give to someone else, to me that is stupid, right? Ngezulu ikhela phezulu kakhulu lento. You should be going back to the foundation of this whole thing, right? If you try to be too high level with this thing, that you're guaranteeing failure for most of these people, because they know nothing about commercial farming, right? To tell you the truth, most government people don't even know nothing about commercial farming themselves. So you would still need the same farmers that you're confiscating the farm from to teach the people how to farm that land, right? That's the first thing. And that's just phase one. Phase two is, even if we knew a lot about farming and we could farm the farm, right? The produce that you're selling out there remember, farming is profitable, or is highly profitable, when you're able to supply international customers with your produce, right? Don't you think that those international customers have built relationships with the people who currently own the farms? Don't you think that if you confiscate the land from those people, and all they have to do is just tell those international customers that, listen, we're being ill-treated here in South Africa. They've taken our land. Don't buy from anyone who's trying to supply you from South Africa. Remember, there's always another country selling the same apples that come from South Africa, right? So these people, loyal to the people they know in South Africa, will just stop buying won't buy from black South Africans, or let's just say non-white South Africans, and just go buy from someone else in another part of the world, just cause of loyalty. And that's one of the things that we underestimate, that a lot of these people are loyal to the people that they've been working with all these years from South Africa. So we really need to watch out when it comes to this whole thing, guys, of the land and all of that, right? for me, it's a simple thing. We lost the fight. We lost the fight. We don't have the stomach to start a new fight. This is just being the way we're trying to do it is just the way of a coward. And personally, I'm not a coward. That's why you'll never hear me say weird things like take the land back and so on. If I want a farm, I'm gonna work hard, even if it means I work hard my whole life, and I'm gonna get the money and I'm gonna buy a farm and leave it for my kids and grandkids. Simple. Not taking anyone's farm, right? By force. You see, no ways. But anyway, guys, yeah, that was just a short conversation. So please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and please give me your opinions, and just tell me anything you want to say. I want to improve these videos as well. You can just give me any opinion you have regarding the topic or any other topic I've spoken about, or you can even write and tell me what other topic you'd like me to talk about, right? Anyway, guys, cheers. Please enjoy your weekend. I'm uploading this on a Friday, so that's why I say enjoy your weekend. Cheers.